Okay. Uh, Hi, everyone. Good evening. And I'm really thankful to welcome you all. And today, in this first episode of the season two of Through the Lens of Civil Engineer, I am glad to welcome Mr. Abhishek Dhabal, who is a seasoned civil engineer who has an ample level of experience. And he comes as a railway track engineer who has been there. And I'll just try to quickly introduce all of you. And meanwhile, I think everyone is there. And Mr. Dhawal is a civil engineer with a master's in construction management, currently working as a track engineer on a UK standards projects. And he has experience in project management, railway engineering in the iconic projects of Mumbai coastal roads also, and he has been managing daily activities correlating with other departments, and he is an example for all of those civil engineers who are aspiring to work in companies like Archides, ACOM, and others, where he has shared his gained his knowledge also. And prior to that, he has graduated from West Bengal's Technical University, and post that he has completed his masters. So I'm really glad to welcome you, Abhishek.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Vishwajit.
Right. And so the first question, Abhishek, I think would be we'll go down the memory lane and understand that how from your BTech, like from your schooling, how did you end up choosing a civil career or engineering first up?
Yeah. So to start that, you have to go further down. So from my grandfather. So he was a civil engineer. He is a civil engineer. So he worked in the government sector irrigation department. Then my father, he's also a civil engineer. He worked for the CPWD, Central PWD. From that, me. So I am the third generation of civil engineers in my family. So it has always been there, the motivation, the talks were around civil engineering with my father. So it has been a motivation factor to become a civil engineer. I never knew any other engineering which I would pursue rather than civil engineering. So I don't know how many cases are there in real life who actually are passionate or motivated to civil engineering rather than are ranked forced upon so that they are forced to take civil engineering. So yeah, so I was really motivated. I wanted to be a civil engineer. I became a civil engineer. I had other options to pursue as well, like computer science, mechanical, other branches as well, but I chose civil engineering because I wanted to be one. So the motivation factor comes from the family. So my father, my grandfather. I haven't seen my grandfather work. So by the time I was born, he retired. So I have seen my father work. I have gone to his sites several times. I have been always keen interested on seeing the how the columns are casted, how the beams are casted, how the slabs are casted. Why are there? There were several questions to ask to my father. So I think that actually picked
Right.
me regarding that as. So that is what drove me to civil engineering. Yeah.
It's great to see how your entire journey has been inspired, looking at how civil engineers do work, and your family, etc., has motivated you. Now,
No.
coming to how you chose construction management and then after that post that, how did you end up choosing a career in railways and related sectors? How did that journey go by? And did at any time of this journey you felt like regretting choosing civil engineering after after your grad or post grad or something like that? Because a lot of the people who are watching us, sometimes they feel that.
Yeah, I won't be I would be lying if I say that I haven't regretted once at least. So yeah, so I did once. So I'll start from my graduation, right? So when I started graduation, the first year, right, you have to study all the subjects and all, physics, chemistry, maths, and everything else you need to do. Computer science as well, C programming you have to learn. So I'm very bad in programming language, I must say. So it was a very task for me to pass that subject. I have got thought somehow I passed that. So first year results were not pretty good. So from the second year, the civil engineering subjects came in, and I gained interest, and I started performing well. So I had a 8.6 CGPA in my graduation. So even in my master, even my final year, I was the topper of my college final year. So that when the marks started coming in, that also motivated me into digging deep in the. So once that drives you, right? So when you get good marks, so you were like, I have to know this, I can perform well, and that interest also grows in. If you are not doing well in your subject, then the interest somehow lags behind, and you are like, no, I'm not getting it, so I won't be interested in doing that. When you start performing well, the interest also grows. So after graduation, I had two job opportunities, right? From the campus placement got. So the TCS was a mass recruiter in our college. So I gave an interview. I got it. I was the only one from my department to get that TCS job. So I got the TCS job. I had that job. Then by the end of the final year, I got a job in Reliance Industries as well, as a civil engineer. So there was my I had a little motivation in pursuing my MTech, because I don't come from a government or well-renowned college in my BTech, right? So it is like a two tier, second, three tier college in West Bengal, private college. So I had that motivation that I want to pursue my masters, or even my higher studies in some renowned college, good colleges. So I gave up those jobs. I gave up those IT job and the Reliance Industry job, and went to Delhi for coaching. So I went to Made Easy Delhi for gate coaching, and from there I studied for gate, and I did my I got somewhere 620 gate score, and I got into MTech. So I had the option of pursuing structural engineering from NIT Durgapur and all, but I chose NIT Suratkal. I looked at the rankings of the NITs, who are the top three. So there are top three like Suratkal, Trichy, Warangal. So I had the opportunity to pursue my MTech in construction management in NIT Suratkal. So I got into that, and yeah. So construction management, I chose construction management because it's a diverse field, right? It doesn't concentrate on a single area. If you do your construction management, you can be in any of the industry, either in transportation, geotech, structure. It can be in either of the industries. So that was my motto in pursuing construction management, and also that planning and management. This, I think, those are my strongholds, that I can do that, instead of focusing on structures and only transportation, rather than but what is a fate, you can call it fate. I got into design. So first, after my master's graduation year was 2020, the COVID year, right? so so I was in my fourth sem during my final project thesis. So in the March 2020, our hostel got shut down, and we had to come back to our place home, and all the placement, all those things got stalled. Everything, placements and job opportunities were like, they were not recruiting anymore, they are not coming, they are not interviewing. So I had before the COVID happened, I cleared the LNT written exam. I was due for a personal interview. That didn't happen for a good 6 months. But I lost hope. That I was very, like, I got into like anxiety, depression kind of thing, regarding I had didn't had any job. It was like, it was in late August that my graduation got complete, post graduation got completed. uh, and I was like very frustrated and what to do, how to do, go about things, because everything was stalled, everything was, nobody was recruiting, right? So even if you can imagine, I started studying for bank jobs. So that time I regretted. So that time I regretted, what if I didn't did the civil engineer, I did a IT job, I could have worked from home, I could have been so in a safer space right there. So I started studying from SBI and all the bank jobs. But I was like determined to find jobs in civil engineering, so I was continuously through LinkedIn and everything, wherever there are job opportunities and all. So one fine day I found a job opening for, you must have seen in my LinkedIn as well, like Louis Berger, right, in the Mumbai Coastal Road project. So they were looking for a professional in who has done his MTech in construction management, and they were looking for someone like that. So they were like, I was chosen for an interview from likes and comments of 4,000. Right, I was very fortunate.
That speaks that you were. Now we have had a lot of discussion on why you regretted at times. Now we should be very positive and speaking that how your urge for civil, how your love for civil construction and etc. has pushed you. You have been like your urge to work in construction has made you comment and everything, and God has
Yeah,
been fortunate enough to
yeah,
lead you there where you have wanted. So
absolutely,
we'll speak
absolutely.
about positive, speak about how construction, how your love for construction grew
Yeah,
your
yeah.
journey ahead.
Yeah. So I got this job in WSP, Louis Berger, which is a WSP company right now. So I got it. It was a Mumbai Coastal Road project. So it was like a very, very good project to be a part of, right? It was in Mumbai. So I moved to Mumbai and to December 2000, amidst the COVID scenario. I moved to Mumbai. I stayed for 3 months there. I was in the I was a trainee there as a project management information system engineer, something like of that sort. So I was more into the planning and the scheduling kind of thing in that project. But the project was very good. It has all the things are there. There are like many new things were there, like monopiles. If you know the Mumbai
Yes.
Coastal Road project, they had monopiles. So within a pile they are constructing the piers, and with that piers they are doing the arms of the flyovers. So those are very new things. For those things, I thought I now sometimes regret that I should have stayed longer in that project and be at that part. But honestly, I must say that I was not liking Mumbai that much. It didn't suit me as much. Around that time also, around that time I got this opportunity in ACOM. So ACOM visited our campus during the placement days, and one of the recruiter and one of the associate director of that company was a Bengali at that time. So we connected well, and we through LinkedIn he asked me that if they are opening a new division in their company or the railway sector. So do I want to join as a graduate engineer there? So I was like, and they were like giving work from home as well. So simply jumped into that, and as that was a graduate program, I thought there will be a learning opportunity, more a learning opportunity. And what I joined in Mumbai was a live project, middle of, because someone left, I filled in for him. It was like a difficult for me on the learning part as well. But uh, you get to learn a lot in the life project also. But it was my perception that I thought that graduate program would benefit more than the side job. So and also like it was a design job, it was a desk job, it was office job. So I preferred that. So yeah, so then I moved to ACOM. I came back to Kolkata. I was working from home in Kolkata, and that is how I got into the railway engineering. Yeah, sort.
How do you see the now that we understand that you finally your entire trajectory has been quite inspiring. You have landed up in a career in railways, and I think you aspired to grow up the ladder in this same sector. As you know, that a lot of these railway engineering or ports, even maritime and etc., are not taught a lot at colleges in the educations and etc. Now
Yeah.
that you are in railways, how do you see that people who are now in highways and etc. are aspiring to get to these kind of companies? What should be their approach? I understand you started your career as a graduate engineer trainee because of your college and etc. But there are people who are laterally also coming into, you come across to people junior level cadres and etc. also. So how, what would be your suggestion that what should be the approach? I understand one approach is be relentless, that you did comment at a lot of these posts and etc. But what are the other things for the technical side they should be aiming at?
Yeah, so upskilling is one of the most thing that, yeah, so railway engineering is not taught in any of the colleges or anything like of that sort. You don't get masters in railway engineering. In even in transportation masters, you get to you get to learn about what that highways, traffic, all those things, pavement design, those things you mostly get taught about. But railway industry engineering, you mostly most of if someone listening out there who is giving the gate exam, they are just focusing on one or two questions in gate also, and they are like learning those one or two pages regarding what is scanned, what is scanned efficiency, and what is the optimum speed, what is those things. Those things mostly you learn. But if you are really motivated to get into the railway sector, so in and mostly into railway engineering, not into the track engineer, there are two part, like alignment design engineer, and one who works in the field, who actually lays the track there also. They are called track engineers. So I'm mostly focusing on the alignment design part. So alignment design part mostly comprises of the geometry, how the track will go, how it is going from where to where, from a point A to point B. If you are going to connect, what, how you are connecting it, through curves, through straights, so how you are connecting straights to curves. Those things, technicalities will come, but if you have the urge, there are multiple opportunities out there. You can learn from. So I think what Protrainy is doing is a very good job they're doing regarding making people aware of certain things that formally education is not there. So it's kind of a on the job training, what you get to in the job they are providing that. So I think that is very nice of them to be a part of.
Okay, great. Now coming to the projects that you have walked around in railways, what are the kind of roles that, because a lot of people do not have an idea that what are the roles that or hierarchy that a railway engineering has for civil engineers. What are the positions, like, as a real estate or working in a real estate company, that okay, site engineer, then everything, that these are the things like billing and etc would be doing. What are the things that you think that are there in this railway sector promising?
Yeah, yeah, it's the hierarchy is the same as other companies as well. So you start as a graduate engineer, then you become an assistant engineer, then you become an engineer. And different organization have different like designation in between or above, but it's mostly graduate engineer, assistant engineer, engineer, and then a senior engineer, principal engineer. And then you become a technical discipline lead, or if you want to move into project management, you become a project manager. That way you evolve as a railway track alignment design engineer. Mostly in, I'm talking mostly in the G's, like MNC companies that are doing those things. I'm really not aware of the Indian companies who work, what are the hierarchies there, but I'm mostly talking about the MNCs.
So if you have an specific suggestions for people who are right now looking, because a lot of these people who are still confused at how to start a career in railways, metros, because both of these seems related in a lot of these fields, and both are aspiring career to be beyond the regular constructions that are happening in real estate or highways and infra. Do you have anything to share across in terms of where they should approach, which are the companies they should approach to, what should be their methods to approach or skills that they should know before approaching?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you want to enter a railway industry without any prior knowledge, you have to start from the bottom, right? Because it's because there is no formal training on railway engineering. But some of the things people nowadays prefer is like even from highway engineering also you can shift to railways with knowledge of civil 3D. So most of the lot of the region are inclined to civil 3D. So if you are if for an example, if I may take, is like Canada region if you are working want to work for the Canada region, they prefer civil 3D over other software. Though the other softwares which I work on is like Bentley Parallel Track and Bentley Microstation. For Bentley Parallel Track is mostly for designs, and Bentley Microstation is for drafting. One more point I want to add in, what is different from other civil engineering departments and railway engineering in track alignment is in MNCs is like here you have to design and draft as well. So in other departments you have a drafting team for a specific, if a structured team only does the design and the drafting team does the drafting. In railway, in track alignment, you have to do the drafting, you have to do the design, so all you have to do. So it is you have to know drafting as well. So it is it's a very integral part of this role, specific role, that you know to know drafting, you know to know design as well.
Got it.
And yeah, one point I missed, I guess. What are the companies you can there are five six companies MNC companies who are doing railway engineering, and like active in the all the region, which are ACOM, WSP, Atkins, Arcadis, Jacobs, Rambol, Sweco. These are some of the, I have named seven companies. So these are some of the companies who are into railway industry and doing fairly well, and everyone knows about them.
Okay, okay. And uh, how do you think is the promising? How much you think are projects in India in railways and etc. changing compared to, obviously you are working in uh, international projects and all, but how do you see Indian market changing? How the market is going to accommodate engineers in India to projects and skills that they would be doing in different roles in railways or metros and kind of that in future? How do you see the future?
Yeah, so the thing here is like also like some of the companies are in Indian companies are also actively part of the railways, even DFCCI. So dedicated freight corridor is there, right? So some their designers also do the design, like SMEC is a company who does design for them. Primarel is a company who does DPR for a lot of projects, metro projects. And there are other companies as well. I just can't remember the name from the top of my head right now. But yeah, so with the metros coming up in every other cities, so the scope is immense. And also like the high speed rail also, so coming up, and it will grow. Only one part is being has started. Throughout India it will grow. So I think it is a very promising market right now. In even in the MNCs also, there, what I told you right earlier also, like it's a very niche platform, niche area where there are limited resource. And companies want resource experienced, well skilled resources. If you are skilled, you can get any, like if you are, if you are seeing like construction, the money is less. So a lot of the civil engineers compare themselves with IT, and their salaries are less. But here in MNCs, if you had got the skills, if you can provide something nobody else is providing, you will be cherished, and you can be a very valuable asset to the company. And I must say, like, if you're doing well in one company, your name will be circulated in other companies as well, and then you become a very good asset to every other company. You can leverage yourself, and you can get what you want. Yes, actually.
Impressive things that you shared, Abhishek. I think they should certainly help people who are, obviously, as a short and crisp discussion that we had, it would certainly help people who are aspiring to work in railway engineering, and it's promising. And we are also confident that people like you who are very keen to share across their experiences in the early stages of the career, also as you grow up, you would certainly also grow with the entire sector. And a lot of the other people who are still to get into this sector, they will rejoin or join this sector and grow. I'm really thankful, Abhishek. I wish you all the best at whatever you are doing. We would love to maybe connect back, and I'll always share across if you have achievements that you are going through on LinkedIn. Let at least inspire at least a couple of people in your sector to join, because a lot of the people, especially in your sector, they have aspirations to join this sector, but they have less idea how to go ahead. What are the
Yeah,
skill sets that they should be doing ahead? Any
yeah, yeah.
parting notes that you want to share across? You can.
Yeah, so nothing much, but yeah, stay motivated. That is very important. Like, we as a civil engineers, we tend to get frustrated a little bit more than others. So looking at the industry, looking at others, and don't look at others. Do your stuff, be the best, and then you can level up with others. You can catch them in, like, with experience. Civil engineers grow. With other sector, it's not the same case, where they will be a stagnancy in their sector, but with experience as a civil engineer, you have, like, sky is the limit. So yeah, stay motivated, be a civil engineer, and be good. Yeah,
Great statement. Be a civil engineer, really inspiring, and we are thankful. And to
yeah,
all our audiences, keep following Protrainy for any upskilling needs. We are here to upskill everyone, upskilling about 16,000 professionals from 700 companies we have done. Thank you, Abhishek. Have a